And one of the most shocking new details, she may have been pregnant before. Thanks for joining us tonight here at 10. A notice of claim filed by that patient's family lays out new horrific missteps allegedly made by her caregivers and their plans now to sue the state for millions of dollars. Our Brianna Whitney has been digging through a huge pile of court documents. Brianna, you've been talking with your sources. What more have you uncovered tonight?
Absolutely. Take a look at this stack of papers, more than 200 pages long, containing disturbing details about what the attorneys representing this woman and her family have learned since she gave birth in December, and they're now demanding $45 million from the state.
The bombshell claim reveals new horrifying details about what the incapacitated victim went through at Hacienda Healthcare before she gave birth and what exactly her doctor did in the weeks leading up to it. The report says in 2002, her parents requested she only be seen by female staff members, and that was written into her Individualized Service Plan, or ISP. A former Hacienda employee says the fact this was ignored is a huge problem.
If it's in her ISP, I mean, that's kind of a contract. You're required to follow that ISP.
And so they just broke that.
It's signed by the guardian. It's signed by the whoever oversees the facility, and it's signed by one of the state workers.
Documents show Nathan Sutherland, the licensed practical nurse accused of raping and impregnating her, saw her for 6 years. But another former employee close to the victim's case and care routine says he was not the only male staffer to see her last year alone.
In 2018, there was a male nurse, 2 male nurses, including Nate, assigned to the ICF.
The victim's legal team says they found evidence she was violently and repeatedly raped and says a medical examination of her shows she may have been pregnant before. The report specifically highlights a paper trail of Dr. Tan Nguyen's notes on the case. The documents show Dr. Nguyen repeatedly noted a large mass in her stomach, but prescribed her medication for weight loss and constipation. But our source says gaining weight should have been an alert to something very wrong and unusual.
Her diet was absolutely fixed. She was tube fed. She got exactly the same amount of calories every day.
Then on December 28th, Dr. Nguyen noted it could be diverticulitis, and that's when he ordered an ultrasound. That was the day before she gave birth. The ultrasound was never done. Overall, the report says the Hacienda Healthcare team had 83 opportunities to discover she was pregnant, but failed to do that until the day she gave birth.
And as somebody who takes care of individuals, like, I could not imagine missing something 83 times. And if any of my staff did that, I mean, they'd be done.
Now, both my sources say the person in charge of making sure ISPs were followed would have been the director of the ICF unit, who was Perry Petrilli, who is now the acting CEO of Hacienda. Now, it's likely the victim's legal team will sue Hacienda next. As for her Dr. Tan Nguyen, the Arizona Medical Board staff is recommending the case against him be dismissed. And we'll find out what the board ultimately decides on June 3rd. Reporting live in the newsroom tonight, Brianna Whitney for Arizona's Family.